Hi everyone, welcome back to This Book Belongs to Pam. I am starting this vlog right now, even though I was supposed to start it tonight, because I'm actually gonna get braces this afternoon, so I kind of just want to start off the vlog without the braces. This is gonna be my thriller book reading vlog. I don't know what to call it yet, but basically, given that it's the Halloween season, I want to be reading a bunch of thrillers. I have a plethora of options here, given to me by my lovely friend Pam from Pam Shenanigans, as well as the people who join us for our live reading sprints, which, if you didn't know, we do a live reading sprint every week. We alternate between my channel and Pam Shenanigans channel, so if you want to read with us, we usually do this Fridays or Saturdays, and then as for time, it's usually around 7 or 8 p.m. Manila time, which I know is super early for people in the US, but that's the schedule that works for us given that we have full-time jobs. I ran out of memory card space, sorry about that. But based on my Libby, the next book that I can read is actually Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. I've heard a lot of mixed reviews about the author. A lot of people seem to love the Silent Patient, but a lot of people hate The Maidens. So I'm curious to see where I will fall in that spectrum. I like the premise of Silent Patient. It's essentially about this woman who kills his wife and then refuses to speak a single word afterwards. She is in a mental institution, kind of like locked up in there, but there's this person who wants to figure out why she did it, why she's not talking anymore. But the other books that I have in here are The Good Daughter by Karin Slaughter, and then I have Final Girls by Riley Sager. I also have No Exit by Taylor Adams, The Kind Word Killing by Peter Swanson, Behind Her Eyes by Sarah Pinborough. And yeah, I think those are all that I have. Oh, I still also have My Lovely Wife by Samantha Downing. So I have a lot of thriller books in here. So I have my work cut out for me. I need to start reading now if I actually want to finish anything by the 31st. Silent Patient is 474 pages long. Damn, it's long. The next update clip, I'll probably have braces on, and I don't know how I'm gonna feel about the pain or the discomfort, and if my speaking changes. I guess we'll find out later. I'm actually leaving to go to a little bit of an out of town trip with my partner's family, and I literally have to go as soon as I finished filming this. So far, I've only read 3 chapters because I was super busy with work. I actually read those 3 chapters during the first sprint in our live sprints last night with Pam from Pam Shenanigans, and I didn't end up reading more because I was doing work. I was doing catch up with work. But essentially, those 3 chapters very fast. It was very easy to read, very digestible. And so far, I can't really tell much because the chapters are so short. So I've just been introduced to the whole situation, who the woman is, who she killed, who's the narrator, and everything. So I just had sort of a very quick lay of the land. Also, in case it wasn't super clear, yes, I did get braces. It's super uncomfortable. I have blisters all over my mouth, and this is gonna be my life for the next year. Hi everyone, I read most of Silent Patient last night, before I went to bed, and I just finished it today. And what are my thoughts? Felt like I tried to be super smart. I didn't feel anything after I read the ending and basically the reveal of what actually happened. It's not bad, but it's just not like, whoa, that's what happened. Like, I wasn't super surprised or anything. I kind of figured that was what's happening. I don't know, the ending just felt kind of rushed to me, and it didn't feel like it naturally progressed. There was like tension throughout the first part of the book, but when the tension snapped, I just didn't enjoy it as much. And I don't know what I'm gonna be reading next. I think I'm gonna read Final Girls by Riley Sager, because I actually am part of this Facebook book club with some Filipino bookish people, and that's the read for the month. Update you when I decide on what to read for the next book. Hi everyone. It's been a couple of days. Actually, it's probably been a full week since I have started this vlog, and it is kind of a bummer because I wasn't able to really read a lot of the books that I planned to read. Right now, I'm actually on a reading sprint with my good friend Pam. We do this weekly reading sprint, and I'm reading Final Girls by Riley Sager. I literally just started it. I'm 3% in. So I don't think I'm gonna finish a lot more books before like the 31st, but I guess I'm just gonna push through, and I'm gonna try to read 3 books for this vlog. Just 3 thriller books, and post it even if it's already after Halloween. The original plan was to post it by Halloween, but alas, things and plans change because a lot of personal stuff happened this week that I'm not really in the mood to share. But I don't know. I just want to be able to at least push through with this vlog that I've already started. So yeah, there's that. Literally read 1 line of the book, and I hope through our reading sprints, which usually last for about 2 to 3 hours, I could read like a good chunk of this book. And the vibes are pretty good because it's raining outside. There's like a storm, and it's been raining for a few hours now, so it's cool and you know, perfect for just lounging and reading. So I hope I get to do that. Okay, I will update once, you know, I finish a good chunk of the book. Okay, see you. I just finished the sprints with Pam Shenanigans. I will have her linked. And I ended up reading 92 pages. Where is the page? There you go. I ended up reading 92 pages. And that's really a good thing because this book is apparently only like 340 pages long. So I feel like I can actually finish this, if not like late tonight, maybe like early morning tomorrow. I feel like I can binge it because it's a very bingeable read. The writing style is very easy to read. It's easy to get lost into it. The way that it's written is that because in Final Girls, if you're not familiar with this, which I doubt you aren't because it's a very popular book and I'm reading it so late into the hype, but essentially you have a main character who is a real life true story final girl, which is a cinema, like horror film cinema term for the last woman standing in like slasher movies and stuff like that. So she's a final girl, which means something happened to her and she was the only one left standing at the end. So it kind of deals with how she has moved on or seemingly moved on from the trauma, how everything in her life has changed because of this thing that happened to her. And then it also sort of dives into what happened in the past, because our final girl, Quincy, she actually forgot everything, most of what happened during that fateful night. Like, she remembers the beginning of it and the ending, where she realizes that she was the only one left and she's eventually saved by someone, but she doesn't remember anything that happened. Like, the details are all lost in her brain, and so we are sort of piecing together what happened to her bit by bit, because something happens in her present life that kind of triggers those memories, and we learn of it like in pieces, while she is also sort of starting to remember it. It's interesting because in the chapters you actually see let's see, you can actually see here that it says Pine Cottage 1 a.m., Pine Cottage 3:57 p.m., and that's how the sort of chapters are kind of broken up. So you have, this is a memory of what happened during that fateful night, and then the present day, and then you get more of that as you go through the book, and it's kind of interesting. It's also, like I said, a very quick read, and so far I am enjoying it. I don't have much thoughts yet as to whether or not the book is good. Maybe when I get to the part where we're actually learning about what happened that night, maybe that's where I can sort of figure out for myself if I like this book or not. Because I heard that there are mixed reviews for this book, which I guess is kind of true for most books, but it's not the most well-loved, like, it's not the most well-loved Riley Sager thriller. So yeah, I don't know, we'll see. I'm kind of excited to see where this goes. It's still pretty much raining. You can't really see because it's so dark outside, but it's still raining, still thundering every now and then. So the mood is ripe for some reading. Yeah, so I'm gonna try my best to get to maybe 150 pages before the night ends, so that tomorrow I have, you know, a little more than a half to read and hopefully finish, because I do have plans tomorrow night. Still depends on whether that actually pushes through, depending on this rain. But yeah, hopefully that happens, because I'm gonna be meeting, fingers crossed, Pam Shenanigans, like Pam Shenanigans from Book Troop, for the first time. Hi everyone, I finished reading Final Girls last night, and it was okay. I really enjoyed the first, like, a little over a half of it, basically like the build up of the whole thing, but the climax and the resolution just didn't really do it for me. It felt more like a mystery whodunit kind of thing rather than a thriller. I didn't really get scared of anything. I did sort of figure it out who the culprit was, but it was just okay. I like the idea of it starting in the, I guess, the present day, and like how it went into the aftermath of like a massacre like that, like how the final girls are coping, how they're surviving, what they decided to do with their lives. But I just don't think that the resolution was sort of fully, like, there wasn't enough build up for that kind of resolution, is what I'm thinking. I feel like we should have gotten to know some of the characters a bit more in order for that resolution to be satisfying. Does that make any sense? Anyway, I finished that, and I actually also read it for a book club discussion later at 5 p.m. But I honestly don't know if I can go, because I don't think I've shared this, but my dog is currently in the hospital and we're picking her up later today. So I don't know if I'll have time to actually join the discussion, but we'll see. If I have time, I will join. So yeah, that was Final Girls by Riley Sager. It was okay. It wasn't bad. It wasn't like amazing or astonishing or anything like that. Now I have to pick the third thriller book that I'm going to be reading for this sort of thriller 101 reading vlog. But I'm pretty much decided already. I think I'm gonna be reading The Kind Worth Killing by Peter Swanson. I think it was recommended to me during one of our live reading sprints, and I also saw that Jamie from Jamie's Library read this book, and I think she mentioned that she really loved it, so I kind of got intrigued. They meet each other in the plane, they got to talking, got to sharing intimate details about their struggles and whatnot, and the people that are hurting them right now. And I think they conspire to kill each other, like those people. So yeah, very interesting for me. So I think I'm gonna be reading this next. I have been reading a bit of The Kind Worth Killing last night. I think I read until like 2 a.m. I've managed to make it to 22%. It is interesting. It's the concept is interesting. The writing is okay, but I'm not like completely hooked yet. I'm not like drawn into it. I'm still at chapter 7, and it's written in two perspectives. We have Ted and Lily, and it's kind of going back and forth. For Ted, it's kind of going back and forth, present, past. So it's just starting to lead up to the moment where they, I guess, planned the murder. So I'm not sure yet how this is gonna go. Like I said, I'm not super hooked into it. Like I don't like when I read it, I don't get the feeling of not wanting to put it down. I had that kind of feeling with Final Girls a little bit. Although the ending did disappoint me eventually, but at least leading up to it, I was really hooked and I really wanted to finish the book. But now I'm just taking a lot more breaks than usual. But yeah, I'm at 22%. I'm hoping to finish this today. Today is November 1st, which in the Philippines is it All Souls Day or All Saints Day? I always get them confused because it's November 1 and 2, and one of them is All Saints Day and the other one is All Souls Day. So traditionally, this is when we visit our loved ones have passed away. We go to the cemeteries and offer prayers and whatnot. It's also kind of like a family reunion of sorts. I'm not going anywhere this year. I plan to go later on where there aren't as many crowds, especially because I just got Blue, my eldest dog, right there. Can you see her? There. She just got back from being confined at the vet hospital. So she needs a lot of support in terms of medicine and feeding and whatnot. So I can't really leave. I am just planning to read the entire time. So hi everyone. I don't know when I last updated and picked up this camera because I actually didn't read much this past week. I just wasn't really in the mood for it, and also was doing a lot of like organizing around the house, so I just did not read almost at all, so I didn't really pick up the camera. But now I am currently at 26% of The Kind Worth Killing. It's starting to build a little bit, still not much. We're still sort of getting to know the backstory of our two, I guess, characters, and just getting to know their motivations for doing things. So it's interesting, but it's not like hooking me in. I am currently actually live with Pam. We are on our first sprint. We are at the 23rd minute. I want to update you with something juicy about this book, so I want to get to a point where I can actually give you a more substantial update. Okay? Hi everyone, quick update. I am now at 37% of A Kind Worth Killing, and I thought I would sort of tell you a little bit about what I'm thinking right now. It's a bit slow. I think the story is told from two perspectives, and we also have two timelines. So one is present day, usually in the perspective of Ted, the guy, main guy in the story, and then we have backstory of Lily, which is the main girl in the story. So that's usually sort of how it's being told, like present day Ted and then past or like backstory of Lily. Every now and then there's backstory of Ted as well. So far, the backstory has been a lot more interesting than the present day main story. Mostly because in the backstory there's a lot of things happening, lots of action, if you will. But in the main story there's a lot of like planning, a lot of just thinking about what they want to do, and nothing's really happened yet. So it's a little bit slow in that sense, but I am liking the style, the writing style and everything. It's just reading a little bit slower. So just as I was saying that it's been super slow, why not? I'm not in focus. Just as I was saying that it's been super slow, I'm at 38% and something just happened. And if all of the sort of foreshadowing and vibes that I was getting is actually right, then it is what I think it is, and I'm a little bit shocked that it happened now because I was feeling it was super slow and now it's like, oh my gosh. Ooh, okay, let me film this bit while I read because it might be interesting. Now we go into a backstory. Now that something interesting is actually happening in the main story, now we go back to the backstory. Okay. Okay, now we're back in the chapter with the present day story, so recording. The fuck? What the fuck? The fuck? I just finished part 1. I'm now at part 2. Oh my god. What the fuck just happened? Okay. Okay, now this is getting good. This is getting good. Okay. What the fuck? Oh my god, the first few lines of chapter 16. The heck? Okay, this is getting juicy. I can't spill anything, but it's getting juicy. Okay. Hi everyone. So I finished reading The Kind Word Killing by Peter Swanson earlier today. It's currently 11:20 in the evening. I finished it at around 7 p.m. but I was so busy so I wasn't able to really film much while I was reading the end of it. And what the fuck was that ending? Did I like it? I'm kind of torn. I feel like there were a lot of things that happened out of like convenience. There were a lot of things that I thought, how are they doing all of these things without getting caught, without anyone seeing them? I know the book does go into detail into how these people are getting away with what they're doing, but still, I felt like it was just too convenient. I mean, I was having fun reading it though. Like, I was really along for the ride. I was just enjoying reading it. I was trying to figure out how she was gonna get caught. I kind of knew that that was how it's going to happen and how this one other character is gonna get sort of played in a way. But that ending, those last 2 lines, I felt like that was just like a what they call this? It's kind of like a gotcha moment. It's like a I got you moment, and you know where you're like, you think you can get away with things, but I'm trying to not spoil it. But yeah, that ending, I don't know if I like it. I see that it was there for like a more twisty, like plot twisty impact thing, but I don't know if I like that part. I feel like it could have stopped. Overall, I liked it. It was fun. It was really easy to read, and I was really hooked for the like later part of the book, like ending of part 1 onwards. And I thought there were enough like twists, there were enough sort of surprising moments, and the author really did a good job at leaving sort of like breadcrumbs for you to latch on and start making theories on. And that's what I like about thrillers, is when they give you just enough information to sort of try and piece things together yourself. And even if I'm not quite sure if I like the ending or not, I still had a lot of fun. So my gut like rating is gonna be like a 4 star, maybe like a 3.5 star. I think maybe 4 stars, yeah. So that's Kind of Worth Killing by Peter Swanson. I'm not sure if I'm gonna read more thrillers in this vlog, because I've so far read 3 thrillers, but I don't think I filmed any of them like properly, because I've been really bad at filming. So I'm not sure if I am gonna pick up another thriller just to like properly close out this vlog. I have a couple that I can read right now because I put a bunch of them on hold. I think I have The Good Daughter by Karin. That's another author that I haven't read from, so it kind of fits in with the theme of the vlog, which is like a thriller 101, reading thriller books from authors, like popular thriller authors that I haven't read from. So maybe I'll do that. I think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna read one more.